Good afternoon. Welcome to another day of Euro 2020, the final day of the last 16. And, yesterday, the 28th of June, one of the most phenomenal and exciting days of international football we could have ever wished to witness. 14 goals, 8 in one game, 6 in the other, penalty shootout to decide one of those matches. Some spectacular goals. Might be a bit much to ask more of exactly the same today, but in terms of reputation, names, history, this is an iconic match, at least for one set of fans. The Three Lions against Die Mannschaft, England versus Germany. It's at Wembley, and it's the site of pretty much all of it taking place in the old stadium. Demolished long ago to make way for a modern venue where used to have had some very famous clashes. Of course, the 1966 World Cup final, although that was England against West Germany. But in two of their more recent clashes here, again at the old stadium, it was Germany, recently reunified at the time, who defeated England in a shootout in the stadium to get into the final of Euro 96 and then beat England in a World Cup qualifier at Wembley. The last game the old stadium hosted 1-0. And a year later England got their revenge and battered Germany 5-1 in Munich in a reverse fixture in those World Cup qualifiers, contributing to England qualifying directly for the tournament, Germany needing a playoff to go to Asia that summer. England players leave the tunnel. Germany followed. The last time these two sides met at a major tournament, it was pretty one-sided. England swept away considerably by Germany, 4-1, although of course, infamously, Frank Lampard hit the crossbar, went over the line but wasn't given. At least we have technology to take care of any possible repeats of that situation today. And we're ready for the national anthems. And it's Germany's Deutschlandlied first up. Of course, God Save the Queen follows. So for the first time at this tournament, as they did for many of the Nations League games last fall, England playing with three centre-backs, well, two centre-backs and a full-back, Kyle Walker in the back three, exactly the same back three that took England to the World Cup semi-finals in Russia 3 years ago. Luke Shaw at right wing back, left wing back, Trippier on the right, Rice and Phillips once again form the double pivot. And Southgate is going for pace at the front end, either side of Kane, Sterling and Saka as the wide forwards. There were rumours that Gundogan, Goossens and Rudiger would be out of Germany's plans today. But Rudiger and Goossens do start. Gundogan on the bench. Timo Werner is the starting number 9. Many think that Havertz and Müller and their chemistry will be the biggest task for England and their defenders. Leon Goretzka with his first start of the tournament. Kimmich once again on the right side of midfield. Many think it's Robin Goossens as the left wing-back, left midfielder, which was the biggest factor in Southgate playing 3 centre-backs, having seen with 2 centre-backs what happened to Portugal in Munich last week. And it's a huge match for both of the coaches. Their reputations could change in big ways, for better or for worse, depending on the outcome of this game. For Joachim Low, this could be goodbye, but there's every chance he'll continue forward for the rest of the tournament. Many think that whomever wins this match will go on to win the tournament, especially with the likes of France eliminated, as was the case yesterday. Although FA are keen on extending Southgate's contract, not just to the World Cup next fall in Qatar, but to Euro 2024, which is being hosted by Germany. Both teams taking the knee before kick-off. And we are underway. And as I said, while many of the last 16 games have been exceptional in terms of action and drama, it's certainly going into knockout stages. This was the tie most people hoped and expected would be the real highlight, headline maker. England's in possession in the first minute. But first attempt of the ball over the top, tame right into Neuer. And you see for the first time his powerful throw. If he really feels like it, Neuer could throw it into England's half, no problem, I'm sure. First decision of the game goes the way of England. It's Thomas Müller who is penalised against Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw already preparing to take this. Trippier has come all the way from the other end of the field. It's Shaw to take it. Headed out away instantly. Back with England though. Back with Jordan Pickford. And he seeks out Kane. But gets to Neuer without difficulty. Rudiger. England's already pressuring Germany's 5 defenders, you could argue, although it's more of a back 3 for Germany and more of a back 5 for England. It's Germany forward now. This is Kimmich. And it's already behind for a corner. Cleared by Kyle Walker. Kimmich, who with a very devilish cross, assisted the winning goal in the Champions League final for Bayern München a year ago. be surprised if he attempts more of that this afternoon. Kroos with the corner. Again, nodded away. But it's back with Germany, back with Toni Kroos. Low ball. And back with Germany. Looking very lively in the opening minutes of this match. Working into the area. Here's Timo Werner. Shot from distance. Straight into Pickford. Against Goretzka. And it steers around Rice. But Pickford had plenty of time to anticipate it. And that's a poor ball straight into Germany. Once again, are finding and creating plenty of forward options. Not a good ball out wide there. Straight back to England. Germany's press very efficient so far. Of course, a lot of statistics not necessarily going England's way. Of course, only one win in the knockout stages of the European Championships. Some will count two, given that they did reach the semi-finals in 1968, but did lose that semi-final. There were only 4 teams in the tournament back then. Forward again with Germany. It's Thomas Müller. England's plan to cede possession to Germany and hope to counter. Not only did England's only win in the tournament, being in a penalty shootout. It is the third time that Southgate and Joachim Löw have met in an international. Germany have won one and have drawn the other. And that's a really, really good ball. Pickford comes out and gets it away safely, but it's with Sterling now. Was he held back? No. And that could be another threatening ball here. And is that a foul? Referee says no. Goretzka thought he was brought down illegally. And it's going to be a yellow card and a free kick for Germany. Yellow card on Rice. Germany think Rice should go here. It was a covering challenge, not necessarily a clear goal scoring opportunity. Goretzka not only had Rice to his right, but Walker to his left. Free kick definitely sounds fair, but certainly threat early on from all kinds for England now. Declan Rice's first yellow card of the tournament. You've got Calvin Phillips lying down behind the wall. And the referee has moved the players back. Plenty of options from distance. About 20 yards out for Germany. And that includes Havertz, Kroos, Thomas Muller. It's teed up and it's Havertz, it's blocked. And Ginter tried to cross it. And I believe that's another corner to Germany. And the England defenders immediately charge forward to charge down the shot. It's a throw-in, in fact. Inches away from a corner, which Kimmich takes. So Ginter effectively playing as a wing-back at the moment. As Havertz gets it back to Mats Hummels. Goretzka trying to spray one over. Luke Shaw. It's with Havertz now. And still, Germany with the possession. Back to Neuer. Antonio Rudiger. Curiously, Goretzka playing much deeper. Ginter to Havertz. Who's also dropped some way into midfield. Many feeling that Havertz is better as an offensive player, especially as we saw in the Champions League for Chelsea. Germany with another throw-in, I think, towards England's penalty area. Nope, it's England's throw. And already Germany having marked the English players extensively there. Another throw for England. And if England time this attack well, they might have some good chances. Calvin Phillips, Shaw. First sequence of possession for England already in quite some time in the early phases of this game. Walker. Trippier. It's Bukayo Saka. Now, did Rudiger foul him? Yes, he did, according to the referee. Again, we see the intense kinetic ability of Bukayo Saka on the ball. So many mazy runs. Not to mention the fact that he is set piece for England then. Swung in. Germany get their heads to it, and it's headed away by England. But they will now try to keep possession. Goes all the way back to Pickford though. And Germany already dropping back, flooding England's half. No foul there against Saka. Declan Rice, Shaw. Walker playing on the left side at the moment. And still having to work passes on his right foot. It's back with Pickford. Goossens thinks that's Germany's throw. Some fans happy to have travelled all the way to Wembley. Regardless of the outcome of the result, it should be a fun day. Lots to do in London anyway. Another throw in for England. Trippier. Bukayo Saka. Raheem Sterling. And Sterling tries a shot and it forces a good save from Neuer. And England have a corner. Many criticise Raheem Sterling for his decision making, but that was definitely a nice shot. Tries to get it as far into the corner as possible, but Neuer saw it coming. Still needed to make a good dive to palm it away. Another corner. And the header back into Neuer's gloves. It was Harry Maguire who got on the end of that. However, it was from even beyond the penalty spots, so it wasn't the most powerful header, and again Neuer easily able to anticipate that. That's another foul surely for Germany. No, fair challenge according to the referee, who today is Danny Makkely of the Netherlands. Refereed the opening match of the tournament in Rome between Italy and the now departed Turkey side. Oh, pass too short, fullback slipped, and Germany now have a free kick. It's the first time they've had possession for a little while now. And it's another free kick for England, and a warning from Makkely to Calvin Phillips there. Kroos. Ginter. Havertz. And so the referee gives advantage to England. It's Raheem Sterling. sure he'll pass rather than shoot this time. The ball into the box was poorly fought out. Free kick. No, advantage Germany this time. Another foul that goes the way of the opponent. Play switched out to Werner, but it was too far for him and it goes out for a throw-in. England's on the ball again. Declan Rice. Walker. Saka. Rice wants the ball. It's into Luke Shaw again. Good interception. To get it away from Sterling. Germany have possession again. Back with their defence though. Matthias Ginter. Kimmich. Onto his left foot. That's a good ball for Werner. But the defenders cover and get it back to Pickford. Of course, many pointing out the serious contrast in the numbers for both sides, going in different directions. England having only scored twice in this tournament, of course, hit the woodwork in each of their 3 group games. But still, only 2 goals. Germany scored 4 alone against Portugal, 2 against Hungary, 6 in their 3 matches. But then, of course, conceded 2 against Hungary. Haven't kept a single clean sheet in their games. So there you can see the contrasts. Why this might be a more finely poised tie than some will have you believe. Finely poised so far, 20 minutes gone, 0-0. It's Rudiger. Good tackle there. Into Raheem Sterling again. Rice. Bukayo Saka. That's surely a free kick. No. Legal challenge. Good defensive challenge by Germany there. Headed into Sterling. Surely that's England's throw-in, it is. Luke Shaw. We'll bring this back into play for England. And Sterling couldn't control it. Antonio Rudiger. Sprinting up the left side, intercepted. And it's with Bukayo Saka, who's got a bit of space to run into now. England's press working at this point. Declan Rice, it's Calvin Phillips. Shaw. Free kick England. Given away by Leon Goretzka. Went into the Achilles of Bukayo Saka. Well, they're known for scoring plenty of goals. Maybe too many with this route. But the set piece has benefited nations across countless tournaments. No question, it's benefited the likes of France. You could argue at the last World Cup, it is Shaw who swings this one in. And it's still in the area. So if Timo Werner gets it across to Neuer, but England have possession. England will let that run out of play. Nope. Back to Pickford. They need to get it up the field quickly. Maguire with an inspired surge forwards. Saka now. Sterling is the wing back right now. Here's Shaw. That's surely a free kick. Ginter with the foul. And having penalised Rice for a tactical foul 15 minutes ago, understandably, Macaulay will also give a card to Ginter, who is suspended for the quarter-finals if Germany go through. And again, another dead ball delivery for England. Neuer at the near post. Two German players to block a possible effort by Shaw. So it's probably going to be Trippier. It is Kieran Trippier, but it's headed out. Neuer punches it to prevent a corner. But the corner is still given. Of course, when Frank Lampard scored that ghost goal, Neuer gathered up the ball, pretending nothing unusual had happened. Definitely up to those tricks again, 11 years on. Beaten away by Germany. But it's still with England's Phillips. This is a good ball. It's out wide. Header. And it's Maguire on the floor. And in the end, Trippier was offside there. And again, Maguire couldn't have more power on the cross that time, but couldn't direct it past Neuer. If he'd found the target, England might have had a great chance of scoring that. Another advantage play to England. Back into Sterling again, cutting in from the left. Lovely runs from Sterling. Tackled by Hummels. Bounces into the box, but cleared away. And Germany might try and break it. Ginter, not anticipating that pass particularly. Almost slipped. Ball passes out. It's with England again. And they'll attempt to play it out from Jordan Pickford. Kane couldn't control it. Back with Germany, and Matthias Ginter are effectively from a back four. Kimmich appearing to drop into the right back spot. Through ball there, easily covered. And that's another free kick. Given away by Havertz, albeit in a very unthreatening position as far as Germany are concerned. Back to Harry Maguire. Sterling. His work rate's been phenomenal today so far. Only half an hour played, but he'll certainly continue to do that over the duration of the game. Saka's ball didn't find anybody. Kimmich. Again, free ball easily charged away. Calvin Phillips finding Sterling. And we know what happens with that sequence against Croatia. Sterling might have to work it onto his left foot. Gets it on his right. Rice tries to head it back into the box. But it doesn't make its way towards an England shirt. I think that's Shaw who will be penalised now. German free kick. Hummels. Good sequence forwards by Germany. England can't get the ball. Kimmich. And the header is wide from Goossens. A really promising chance there. And they couldn't take it. Shuffling England's defenders. Kimmich on his left foot. Didn't get near Goossens at all, actually. Couldn't make contact. England gets it away. But Germany win the aerial duel in the middle of the park. Another counter-attack is on with Havertz. Good ball for Werner. Good smothering save from Pickford. And Werner was just onside. Pickford spreading his legs and he made the save. We're seeing two very different styles of football. England's with haven't necessarily created those same types of chances so far. But have contained the ones from Germany, which are much more direct, much better. Could be that it's just one goal that decides this match, this knockout tie. Which could play a huge part in the history of both of these sides. Especially the team which will get knocked out. If not in an hour and a half, another two from now. Still plenty of football to be played though. Phillips again with a ball over the top. Doesn't reach Kane. And again, Germany with a successful pressure. But they took too long to control it. The chance of a more dangerous counter-attack is prevented. Hummels. To Ginter. And that's a good forward pass. It's into Kimmich. And the cross come shot is blocked. I think, yes, he was offside by some way. Replay of Werner's chance. Pickford's not leaving any gap between or under his legs. John Pickford definitely wanting more awareness from his defenders. Oh, very risky back pass. If Thomas Muller had found that, he'd be in on goal for sure. Sure. Pun not intended there. That's just how the sequence of events unfolded. I said the words and then the ball was passed to a player whose name sounds just like that word. Declan Rice, no, Harry Maguire here. John Stones. Back to Pickford. Phillips. Now it's with Maguire. Surging forwards. But it doesn't come to anything. My mistake, it does. Throw in for England inside Germany's half. And Saka has won it. It's into Sterling. Kane. Declan Rice. Going forward for, in a rare instance at this tournament, Kyle Walker thinking of crossing. And he's tackled and cleared is the midfielder, but it's back with Calvin Phillips, Trippier, Bukayo Saka. Oh, that's a dangerous ball. And it's tackled. And has England won the corner? No, they haven't. But it's back with England now. And with Calvin Phillips. Oh, his attempt at laying it off couldn't reach Saka. And Germany will counter once more with Kai Havertz. Phillips gets it out. Back to Rudiger. Hummels. Goretzka. England get the free kick. As we see another replay of probably the clearest chance for either side so far. Great through ball from Havertz, but his Chelsea teammate couldn't put it past Pickford. And poor sequence of passes, Germany in here. But a good tackling challenge. Pickford clears. 39 minutes played. Saka almost won that. Despite notably being one of the shorter players on the pitch. Kimmich, left-footed ball. Does find a German head, but intercepted by an English one next. Shaw into Phillips. Good turn. Declan Rice. Oh, that's a really good ball, but it's too heavy. Easy for Neuer, actually. Back with England, Phillips. Sterling. But he's dispossessed. Last couple of minutes, the ball has mostly really been with the goalkeepers. Their attempts to distribute it to an outfield player, eventually finding the opposition goalkeeper. Germany certainly winning most of the aerial battles, especially in the more crucial areas of the pitch. Could well be that England needs more creativity along the floor. It is a very defensive double pivot. Here's Harry Kane, though. Harry Kane goes on. And he gets the decision. Although he's grabbing that at a right angle. But from set play so far, Germany have been solid in the air. So have England, mind you. While England have been defensively solid, with the exception of a couple of chances for Germany, it's could do with a more creative midfielder in there. Ed Sheeran, David Beckham in attendance. A delivery taken quickly. And is it headed behind for a corner? It is. Hummels beating Kane to the ball. Marking Kane. Just shielding everybody. Trippier to take. Skims off the head of a player and away. But England keep possession and it's back with Pickford. Phillips bundled over. Advantage played though. Germany's throw, less than a minute remaining of the first half. Not counting stoppage time, obviously. And a very rash challenge there. And a yellow card for the challenge on Tony Kroos by Calvin Phillips. Very reckless. A bit higher and it could well have been red for Calvin Phillips. So both of England's central midfielders booked. They have to watch their step. It's 1 minute to be added on, and we've already played 30 seconds. Havertz. Into Rudiger. Germany seem happy to patiently pass it around. Another at right wing back, and it's given away to Raheem Sterling here. Raheem Sterling for England. And Kane, surely, no. The tackle was successful. Brought upfield by Germany. And now they will break. It's Timo Werner. Goretzka. That's it for the first half. We've had some thrilling encounters. More goals in the second half of each match than the first, as it was given away to Sterling, who kept going. Hooked it over to Kane, but he was tackled before he could take the shot as he tried to navigate everything round Neuer. One of the world's best goalkeepers, almost beaten by one of the world's best strikers. So there was certainly more action in the second half of the knockout games yesterday. This one's a bit closer to the reality we came to expect going into the knockout games. The two sides have not found a way past each other just yet. And at half time, it's England 0, Germany 0. Welcome back to my coverage of the game between England and Germany. The penultimate, last 16 matches goalless so far. But there is still a lot that can happen. Good chances for both sides in the game so far. Havertz playing through Timo Werner. Similarly, Sterling, as he started to fall going into the area, set up Kane, but he was tackled at the last moment. Or rather, the ball was intercepted last ditch. Sterling also forcing a good shot from 20 plus yards away. From forcing a good save from Neuer. Second half about to commence. As England get the second half up and running. Into Kyle Walker, who briefly considered crossing. Kieran Trippier, who tries to play it through. Doesn't find anybody. Goes out. We're throwing the ball right into the goal mouth. If it was a little windier, it might go in, although that would probably then be a corner and not a goal. Now it's Germany who have to delicately play it out the back. It's found Kyle Walker though. Tried to play it into Bukayo Saka, but Rudiger was there. Another goal kick in the opening moments of the second half for Germany. Oh, he seems to pass it out with his left foot there. Goretzka. Calvin Phillips keeps it under control. Back into Harry Maguire. John Stones. Into Luke Shaw. Maguire finding Kane, but he's dispossessed. And it's with Germany. To Kroos. And Antonio Rudiger. Hummels. Nicely worked through by Germany. Kroos. Very confident. Chipped. Headed. And it's tackled as far out as Goossens. And the hit! Good save! Onto the roof of the net by Pickford. They built and built and built, did the Germans. And finally, a good chance, straight from the left boot of Kai Havertz, released into the top of the net. But clawed away by Pickford at the expense of a corner. And now cleared. Ball even hitting the camera on the... that's how it ended up on the roof. Once again, you can see why Southgate has often preferred Pickford. Of course, the Everton fans will be asking, why can't he do that for us more often? But Germany come back again. A lot more intensity than at most points in the first half for them. England's forwards try to press. Hummels. England throw. It's a beautiful hit from Havertz, doesn't let it bounce. Strikes it first time. An attempt from Luke Shaw to block it. Sterling. Kane. It's out to former Tottenham teammate Kieran Trippier. This is promising. Kyle Walker, another former Spurs player. Cleared by the present Chelsea defender Rudiger. Walker with the throw-in. Clears away. Kai Havertz. Good challenge. And an England midfielder almost slipped there, but kept the ball going forward. Sterling. Unmistakable with his runs and darting challenges. But he's given the ball away there. Spent too much time trying to find something to do, a shot or lay it off to a teammate. It's still with England though. Sterling may be asking too much of himself and too much of England. And collision with between Sterling and Ginter. And quite a few players have been caught up by the surface of the pitch. But none of them have ended up creating a big chance for the opposition that way, thankfully. For them at least. For viewers, certainly very entertaining, especially if you're neutral. And there have been some good chances, but still no goals so far. Havertz. Kroos. And the header is punched away by Pickford. Saka gets it away. No free kick for England. On the halfway line. Still Germany in possession. Kimmich and Havertz interchanging. And it's Harry Kane who's down in the centre circle. And this isn't too encouraging. Came to blows with Mats Hummels there, who's done a very solid job marking him today. Looks a concern from the England fans, understandably. That said, many feel that Dominic Calvert-Lewin should be given more minutes. At least he might be a deadlier threat in the air. Marcus Rashford warming up. Another good player to be brought in behind the German back line. Problem is it would mean sacrificing one of those two central midfielders for someone more creative, but maybe at the risk of giving the ball away in more dangerous areas. I guess that's the thing in football, to find balance in the setup. Harry Kane obviously wants to carry on. Play will resume, with Kane returning to the pitch. And England have pressured and now have possession. Kyle Walker playing it back to Pickford. John Stones to Luke Shaw. Sterling. Still Raheem Sterling. Sterling. Tackled by Rudiger. This will replay of the Champions League final there, and here is another Chelsea player in Havertz. And here's another in Timo Werner. And it goes behind. Good pressure from Stones, conceding a corner, but crucially keeping his opposite number away. And Pickford still frustrated in the amount of work he's having to do. Irritating moment for Werner, once again denied. Played in softly by Kroos. Another German throw-in. Goossens. Havertz. Phillips cleared away. But it's only out to Antonio Rudiger. Briefly exchanging with Neuer. Kane's pressure almost working. But the ball played back at the crucial moment and successfully. Havertz. Toni Kroos, Hummels. On a defensive level, you have to say that England on a technical combined with defensive level, England have been solid. There have been some fantastic little bits of skill to get the ball out of harm's way. And Bukayo Saka is brought down there. But it's cleared out of play by Rudiger, so he can be attended to, the teenager. Ginter cleared the ball, but couldn't avoid Saka tripping over him. Saka, of course, has had to deal with a lot of knocks in his time at Arsenal in this season. Often being one of the Gunners' most important players. And Jadon Sancho warming up. Possibly the man many feel England can count on. Oh, that's a very risky pass again. And England intercept. Nope. Free kick given to Germany. Throw in to be taken by England. You can see Emre Can and Gundogan warming up behind Luke Shaw as he takes the throw. Phillips. Forward to Trippier. Trippier's ball is easily met by the head of Rudiger. Shaw. Back to Maguire. Luke Shaw now. Stones finding Kyle Walker. Trippier. Phillips. Another airy pass. Kane laying it off into Rice. Saka now. Trippier with another good cross. Phillips. Shaw. It's Raheem Sterling. And it's into the gloves of Neuer. All of the England players, particularly Harry Kane, on side there. Ball with Germany now. Rudiger. Kyle Walker deals with the through ball. Fending off Havertz once again. Pickford wants to clear that quickly before Werner can get on the end of it and potentially score. Jack Grealish, certainly a player who would want to be on the pitch and given England's creative struggles, not just in this match but in other games in the tournament. Certainly be interested, but of course Korean players do have their risks. Playing attacking football isn't the end solution every time. I think they can certainly do with someone interesting in the final third or even from deeper. Someone like Bellingham in the centre, or Sancho or Grealish. Phillips going very far forward there before coming back to his more normal position. Another sequence forward from Germany. Thomas Müller to Havertz on the left side. Rudiger. Havertz lays it off. No one can get to it, and it's with Raheem Sterling. And it's an England free kick. Not a clean challenge from Kroos. .25 minutes to go. A goal for either team would be massive at this stage. Far less time for the other side to turn it round. That said, of course, Switzerland 3-1 down for their incredible turnaround in the final 10 minutes. Same goes for Croatia. But you don't see that happening all the time. German free kick. Rudiger brought to the ground by Saka. Hummels on the ball. Kroos forward and England have possession. But no foul by Germany. They've won it back. Now it's Leon Goretzka. Kimmich tucking in more centrally. But Pickford very alert again. Grealish looks like he could well be coming on. And Germany looking for a bit more pace in behind. Serge Gnabry will enter the field, not sure for which player. I feel that Grealish will come on for Bukayo Saka. Sterling has definitely looked like his intensity has created the bigger prospects of a goal. Grealish will no doubt be winning more free kicks. Fouls all over the place. Is that pass too heavy for Saka? Yes. Punts it into the stands in frustration. It's Timo Werner who leaves the game. On comes Serge Gnabry. And Bukayo Saka's afternoon is at an end. It will be Jack Grealish coming on for Saka. Rudiger clears this away. Walker getting it in possession with his heads, but before it can fall for Sterling, it's cleared out. Ball having hardly touched the ground the last few seconds. In the 70th minute of the game now. And Trippier to take the throw in. Stones into Maguire. Already Jack Grealish. Not having won a free kick, but given one away. Plenty of time to avoid Havertz before he realised he wasn't going to get the ball. Kroos. Hummels. It's headed down. It's Calvin Phillips now for England. Sterling, who has moved over to the right-hand side to accommodate Grealish on the left, where the Aston Villa man normally plays for club. England looking much livelier now. Walker. Trippier. Free kick Germany. Sorry, to England. Foul on Trippier by Goossens. And it's yellow for Robin Goossens. Trippier back up and looking for a target. Harry Kane. Kimmich just keeps that in. Resisting the pressure from Shaw there. Germany have a throw in again. Muller. Rudiger. Trippier with difficulties, and not sure if he can continue. And already, I think that's Reece James of Chelsea warming up. Indeed, maybe he didn't over-exaggerate the contact with Goossens like I thought. Oh no, that's a different incident, that. Although it could even be just Trippier being struck with cramp. Phillips. Lobbed into Grealish, but he couldn't control that. And again, maybe not the best decision from Grealish. Similar area of the pitch to when he fouled Havertz a few moments ago. England certainly looking more threatening in the second half than they did in the first. It's definitely made their attacks a lot more lethal. Although they haven't had a chance as good as the best Germany have offered so far. That said, Neuer was forced into a good save by Sterling. A quarter of an hour in, and here is Sterling. Here's Harry Kane. 1-0! Wembley erupts, and guess who scored the goal to put England in front? Raheem Sterling! One chance, one goal, and he's enjoying every moment of this memorable, moment in his career. "15 minutes to go, and England could be on the brink of a quarter-final appearance in the European Championships." It's brought the royal family members in attendance to their feet. Kane just onside, played onside by Hummels. Perhaps the biggest mistake Kane's marker has made today. Shaw swings it in, and it's a tap-in for Sterling. Kane also waiting at the far post. Who would have predicted going to this tournament that after 4 games, Raheem Sterling has scored all of England's 3 goals so far, with the likes of Harry Kane still yet to find the net, although Kane was unlucky at the half-time interval. And Germany have to regroup and take their opportunity. They've had some good opportunities in this game so far. Some fans still optimistic, still cheering their team on, others not so certain. And the ball is sprayed forward into Germany here, and it's dealt with well. Germany wants a foul though. And the referee has given a yellow card to Maguire. Just outside the area. And no sooner than going in front, England put themselves in further difficulties. Number 6 against number 6. Harry Maguire's first yellow card of the Euros. And Germany will be very keen in thinking this one through. Who to strike it? And as usual, some great options forwards. Toni Kroos and Thomas Muller over it. Kai Havertz once more. It's Calvin Phillips yet again, lying behind the wall in case anyone tries the unconventional. Thomas Muller. It's blocked. And run out of play by Raheem Sterling. And I was looking before the game at instances of where all 3 teams to progress into the knockout stages from a group in a 24-team tournament have all been knocked out in the first knockout stage, and in the 1986 and 1994 World Cups and Euro 2016, so 16 instances of 3 teams in the group going through to the knockouts. 16 instances. It's only happened once where none of the teams got into the quarterfinals. That was in 1990. And it looks like in 2020, could it be that all 3 of France, Portugal and Germany, along with the already departed Hungary, don't make it to the last 8. The previous 2 world champions and the reigning European ones. Germany aren't finished yet though. And good challenge from Declan Rice, keeping the ball in play. It's brought forwards. And Riesiger sees that one out. No. It is Germany's throw. And it's Robin Goossens. Headed out by Riediger. Grealish trying to get on the ball. Phillips out to Luke Shaw. And it's Declan Rice once again making one of those forward runs. He's certainly not done it as often as he has for West Ham, that's for certain. Kane. Sterling. Ooh. Oh, and a slip there. Kai Havertz has put Thomas Muller through. It's, wide, unbelievable. No sooner than going behind were Germany very much gifted the opportunity to level the game. And it might have even touched the post. Thomas Muller through on goal. Pickford helpless. And did it skim the post? No, not quite. But it was no more than a foot away. Oh. Look at the reprieve, the relief of Raheem Sterling. Is this the luck which sees teams win tournaments? It may still be too early to say that for England. But it could be that the luck you always need to win tournaments at club or international level, which may have helped Germany on the way to that World Cup 7 years ago, still yet to be repaid. And that will certainly go down as one of the most brutal misses of recent years in all of football, really. Raheem Sterling himself has had those awkward misses himself, more for Manchester City than for England. It's back with Neuer. And Neuer will have to clear it with his left foot. And it's found a player in white here, Sterling. Cleared away, but only as far as Trippier. Still Raheem Sterling. No. He's let it go out of play. And Southgate's bringing on Jordan Henderson for only his second appearance of the tournament so far. Emre Can will also come onto the field. Interesting choice, given Can has played more as a defender, I'd argue, than a midfielder. No doubt he's good at both. Henderson coming on for, I suppose, Calvin Phillips. And that's an easy one for Pickford. And I thought Jordan Pickford may have tweaked something in his leg, but he looks fine now, preparing to distribute the ball. Very tense moments for both sets of fans. Hummels into Muller. Once again playing in the wider area of the pitch. And again, England's pressing working, and it's Kane drifting down the middle. Sterling has it now. Back to Trippier. And all the way back to Jordan Pickford. Back into Walker. Oh. Some space on the right for Trippier, but he didn't take advantage of it. And another opportunity forward here for England now. This is Luke Shaw playing centrally. It's Jack Grealish. It's 2-0! And finally, Harry Kane off and running for the tournament. Sterling is not the only lion to be roaring this time. Harry Kane has finally found his voice, and at a crucial time. England looking good for a quarter-final slot. And I think that was Gnabry who let it go up the pitch. Shaw. And then it was Grealish. Kane onside again, timed his one rail, and a diving header. He's been so good at those for Tottenham. And pokes it past Neuer. And finally, having made some mistakes early after coming on, Jack Grealish's creativity finally pays dividends. Nothing Neuer could do about that one. Neuer, who has won titles at Wembley before, was part of Bayern München's Champions League winning side who lifted the trophy here in 2013. Experiences the other fortunes in football. Die Mannschaft have 5 minutes to spare their blushes. Declan Rice to be rested. And Jordan Henderson will fill in for Calvin Phillips. Not quite ready to kiss the badge yet, is he? Oh! And a ball played into Havertz. Emre Can makes the fields, and this is a very hybrid role because, as I said, he can play as a midfield and a defender. I'm almost certain he'll be more up the pitch than at the back. Sane, a left winger coming on for a left wing back. I'm sure even Gareth Southgate will be trying to keep his feelings and emotions under control at this point. One game at a time. Pickford. Lays it down the pitch and no foul there. Sane, who will probably be playing a bit of defensive work as a wing back if England continue attacking forwards, but he's advancing into the final third now. Sane, who struggled for form at Bayern Munich this season. Can looking to spot somebody. Teed back to Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger forward, headed away. And for the next few minutes, I'm sure, in terms of offensive action, it will be all Germany. Chan. And that ball is overhit. Maybe not so much. It's found Sane, who I'm sure is looking for the low cross, given he will be cutting onto his left foot. Headed out. Volleyed. Wide. We're into the final seconds of the original 90. Stoppage time will follow. Here's a replay of the Harry Kane header. Onside there. He's back. Whether he'll score more in the tournament remains to be seen. And this could well be the first match in European Championship history where England are victorious inside 90 minutes. And they would go on to face Sweden or Ukraine. Who they face, we'll find out tonight. More pressure from Germany. 4 minutes to be added on. We've already played one of them. The overheads. Oh. Pokes wide by Havertz. It was Leon Goretzka's very creative attempt there, and Havertz couldn't turn it in. You have to feel for Joachim Low if this is indeed the end of the tournament. Hans-Dieter Flick, who was an assistant coach on his team, will succeed him after this tournament. And it's looking like that change will be very imminent indeed now. For some of the younger fans, it will of course be disappointing. But I'm sure Germany will return if this is indeed the end of their time in Euro 2020. Thomas Müller off the field. I don't know if there's been a substitution necessarily. Neuer brilliantly heading it out. Of course, everyone will remember the last time Germany were trailing crucially in a major tournament, and Neuer went forward into the opposition area. He's not doing so much of that this time. Could even be what happened against South Korea. Is always on his mind, even though he is one of the most confident and fearless goalkeepers you'll ever come across. Claimed by Pickford comfortably. Falls into the penalty area. Wastes some more seconds. Away by Pickford. And so Kane was impeded there, but no foul given. That's a free kick. And Toni Kroos is going to have to spot someone very quickly. And it comes, headed out. 30 seconds left. Could be time for one, but almost certainly not time for two more. Indeed, Neuer does make his way upfield on the left foot. And Germany can't afford to cede possession, otherwise it will be an empty net. Back with Neuer. That distribution will certainly have to come to the fore on this occasion. Another ball into the box. Gnabry. There's the whistle. And it's England who are into the quarter-finals of the European Championships. They'll have to leave the comforts of Wembley for the first time. Ukraine. And against a lot of expectation, a lot of criticism and negativity, and sometimes even abuse, Gareth Southgate and his squad, his crew, have pulled it off, and you can see just how much it means to everyone. And if they win in Rome, they will play the remainder of the tournament, however many games that is, back here in North London. Zimanshov, it's clear, is still in a transitional phase. And Dieter Flick no doubt has a great set of players to inherit, but it simply wasn't to be this time round. And what about some of the older guards? You'll be sure that Neuer will stick around, Kroos, Thomas Müller certainly, given how important he has played for Bayern München under Flick. Indeed, all three teams from Group F have fallen, joining Hungary. A great day of football. Maybe not as thrilling as the two matches from yesterday. But in the Wembley that is getting increasingly busy, as it always should be. England prevail and have beaten Germany by 2-0. Smiles all round. I can see David Seaman. I think that might be Claude Makelele, funnily enough. Well, with France out of the tournament, have to find another team to support. I will be back. I will certainly cover a quarter final, at least two. And I think myself, I will probably cover Belgium against Italy, which will be in Munich on July 2nd. And then, of course, a very interesting semi-final bracket, because it could be the Czech Republic or Denmark against England, against one of Sweden or Ukraine. That rounds of 16 tie, 8th final between Sweden and Ukraine begins in Glasgow in just over an hour's time. But England are the winners at Wembley by 2-0. And I will see you all soon. Looking forward to the quarterfinals, and I'm sure we're going to have some more thrilling football regardless of what happens on the pitch. There are going to be some more surprises again. I will see you all soon. Goodbye for now.